Hello and welcome along to the Sports Ride. My name is Kizike. You're welcome to the Sports Show. I'm very happy to be back here. You know how I feel when it comes to be like a new week, and I'm back here to give you this very amazing sporting news. I feel so excited. I think I would say this morning I'm feeling like a champion. You know why? Reasons are because I saw a whole lot of great play by the weekend. Carlos Alcaraz becoming champion Wimbledon right there, and also what more can I say about the Sporting Lagos of Lagos City? They emerged champions of the Niger Super 8 tourney, and it was a very great time. I was really I was there right at Mobolaji Johnson Arena when I saw that game, and I'd be like, what am I saying? These guys are really good. Come on, this is great football. But let's get to talk about the story on the day right now, where Sporting Lagos have emerged champions of the winners of the maiden Niger Super 8 competition after defeating Remo Stars on penalty in the final on Sunday. Sporting Lagos, who recently achieved promotion to the Nigerian Premier League, went from being a wild card to the Super 8 tournament, emerging champions. Now the Lagos side won 4-2 on penalty shootout after both sides had played a 1-1 at full time. After a goalless first half, Sporting Lagos took the lead in the 52nd minute through Aliyu. Now, Remo Stars also, his name is Adam Olamilekan, that's the name, scored with 4 minutes left, but it was ruled out for offside before Olamilekan eventually got the equalizer in the 93rd minute. The game went on to a shootout, and the Lagos-based club carried the day. For emerging winners, Sporting Lagos were awarded the star prize of 25 million naira, while runners-up Remo Stars got 9 million naira respectively. Sporting Lagos sealed a remarkable achievement. The club was only created 1 year ago, and they sealed promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League. I could call that top flight after a hard-fought win 2-0 against Abeokuta Stammers back in the NNL division, and that's just great to see about this one. So moving on, still talking about the MPFL promotion, Castina United players were treated to a heroic welcome by their fans on their return home after securing promotion to the Nigerian Premier League. Hundreds of Challenge Boys fans were at the Dan Dangoro end of the state to welcome the players and the official back home. The covenant of the rally, Abubakar Sani, acknowledged the hard work of the team in picking the promotion ticket. Sani also urged the players to brace up that very, very wonderful game. Also urged players to brace up their more challenge ahead of the 2023 MPFL. Now, we thank you for making us proud. They said your hard work didn't go unnoticed. We stated during the rally, it's time to double your effort to achieve more success ahead of the new season. Sporting Lagos also Heartland. These are just the teams who really did so right, being part of the MPFL. And Heartland, Canopilla, Sporting Lagos will be playing alongside Castina United in the new MPFL tournament coming up. So still talking about the local news, I got this one now barely 48 hours after, Ogenyi-led technical crew was dissolved. I'm talking about Canopillas. We just maybe might be seeing Canopillas having a foreign manager. I can't imagine how it's going to feel, right? Trust me, because having a white man, I don't want to use the word white in quotes. It doesn't sound like I'm a critic, or maybe I'm criticizing, or maybe I'm being racist, right? Or what? But no, I'm just thinking in my head, like I'm reminiscing how it's going to be when we see a foreign man coming to our league. Talk about the MPFL. Not the first time it's happened before, but this time around would be a great one to see, because barely 48 hours after Evans Ogenyi-led technical crew was dissolved by Canopillas management despite earning the club promotion ticket to the Nigerian Premier Football League after our season in the Nigerian National League NNL. The side Musa Gida is shopping for a new coach ahead of the new season. On Friday, a statement from the club media officer Alhaji Ridwano Idris Malikawa confirmed the dissolution, which was aligned with the technical crew contractual agreement with club, which expired at the end of the just concluded 2023 Nigerian National League season. In swift reaction, the technical committee set up by Canopilla's management has requested interested coaches within the outside Nigerian side wishing to work with the club to submit the application to the club secretariat from now to 22nd of July 2023. This was disclosed by the committee chairman, engineer Osman Mustafa, shortly after they received the appointment letters from the chairman of the club, Alhaji Bangida Umar Leto. Engineer Osman Mustafa informed the interested candidate should submit the application directly to the club secretariat at Sani Abacha Stadium, Kofa, Mata, Kano, or through to official email to the club, he stated via a conference. So we just might be saying, a recruitment, a turnaround for, without sentiment, right, for the Canopilla side to sign Musa Gida boys. Maybe just might be, doing it all the way. I can't even wait to see what's going to happen, because it's more like a transition for me. It's more like a turnaround. It's more like the Caterpillar side are really going back to the board again to get things right. They are big side. They've been in the MPFL before. They went on relegation. They came back again stronger and better. And I feel this time around the Caterpillar side would do so well coming up with this wonderful transformation in the team. You could see the chairman, the board, everything is trying to be, it's open. You know, if you're a very, very wonderful manager out there and you believe you can actually get a do that, maybe you just could, you know, maybe just try and apply for that very one. But moving away from that, talking about world record holder, I can't stop talking about this lady, Toby Amusa. On Sunday, won the 100-meter women's hurdle at the 2023 Celestia Diamond League. The Nigerian only caught American Kendra Harrison on the line in the training race to set a meeting record with 12.34 seconds. Speaking on the milestone, Amusa said, let me get a quote to the lady now. She said, it was not easy for me with injuries and my hamstring on my knee, but I trusted in my coach and my work. It's all about the process. I just won this in a smooth style. I was just running. Honestly, I had no idea that I won when I crossed the finish line. And that's from Toby Amusa. So I'm just talking about champions on the show. It's a Monday, and there's no need to bring bad news, okay? And that's for Toby. So let's get on this one now. Wimbledon, how well have you been following the Wimbledon 2023? A whole lot of players really got involved in this tournament. The likes of Casper Ruud, the likes of, you know, legendary Serbian who is 36, is still in the news, Novak Djokovic. Also the likes of Carlos Alcaraz. He now beats Djokovic in the final set to win his first Wimbledon title, 1-6-7, 6-8-6, 6-1, 3-6, 6-4. Alcaraz 20 becomes Wimbledon third youngest men winner after Boris Becker and Bonjang Bang. Alcaraz also is a world number one and claimed his first Grand Slam last year, beating Casper Ruud in the US Open final. Djokovic played in his ninth final at the All England Club and fell short of equaling Roger Federer's record of 8 Wimbledon titles. And you could call that game, that's a wrap. Looking out on your screen, you can see that wonderful game being played. What a thrilling tennis match it was, in which the momentum swung back and forth. Ultimately, it was the 20-year-old Alcaraz who prevailed, holding his nerve against the relentless, experienced Djokovic to win the 5 sets. The 36-year-old Serb international will be eager to come back again and seize the next opportunity to win the record, equaling 24th Grand Slam title. Alcaraz, meanwhile, will surely only get better, a terrifying prospect from his rival. Now, one thing about the games is this. Right, he's 20. Does he really look 20? Of course, yes, he does. Now, it's a dream come true for Alcaraz. You know, let me get a quote the Spaniard what he said. You know, he said, this is dream come true, says Alcaraz as he accepts to win a trophy. He says he's proud of the work and also the power and the team, the strength the team put in to win the Wimbledon title when he's just 20 years old. And he also pays tribute to Novak Djokovic, joking that the Serb international was winning trophies before he was born. You inspired me a lot, he says. Alcaraz also mentioned his drastic improvement on grass, and he got to say, I fell in love with grass. It's amazing to play in this level in a really short period, just 4 tournaments on grass. He says, I am really happy with the work we put in. I learned fast and I'm proud. Djokovic congratulates Alcaraz. So I could say it's a real record now, real, okay? Because we saw Novak Djokovic also congratulating, paying tribute to Carlos Alcaraz, sending congratulatory message to him. You know, he said, I thought I was only going to have trouble with you on clay. He jokes, he answers well, saying, it's a tough one to swallow when you're so close, but I lost to a better player, and I have to congratulate him and move stronger, hopefully. You see what I'm talking about. It's about real record now and real. Anytime, any day you want to talk about Novak Djokovic, I would like to say nothing can be taken away from this record. You know why? Because he's brought a whole lot to the table. You could call him a brand influencer. You could call him a man for the people. He's 36, and he's been doing immensely well over time. Losing to Carlos Alcaraz, who is 20, not really bad enough, though, not really bad. I would say, well, congratulations to Carlos Alcaraz. Like you heard him say, he said, I was a baby. I mean, Djokovic has been winning titles before I was born. So looking at the age gap, you can actually deduce and detect what I'm trying to say. Djokovic is 36 right now. Carlos Alcaraz is 20 years. So Carlos Alcaraz grew watching Novak Djokovic play the game. And I mean, that's just a welcome development for the young man who is a Spanish international. And I believe this would not rather be his stepping stone, but more, you know, a better version of, you know, Carlos Alcaraz. But come with me, let's talk about boxing on the show, where I got Alicia, undisputed crown champion. You know, Alicia, that's the name, Baumgardner, you know, winning that very, very game against Christine Lena Danu, rematch to retain undisputed crown champion. Alicia Baumgardner beat challenger Christian Lenardunu by unanimous decision to retain her undisputed super featherweight crown in Detroit. And also moving on, Baumgardner, despite the only fighter to defeat her professionally in dominant fashion style, taking the fight to 99, 91, 98, 92, 98, 92 on the judges' scorecard. Lena Tadunu, the 35-year-old Dominican-based Republic, based in Greece rather, seemed confident that she could replicate the result of her July 2018 meeting, an 8-round split division and also decision victory, which predated her 2 WBO junior featherweight title reigns. And also moving on, Born the Boom, talk about Bumgarner, insisted she was a different fighter in the build-up to this fight rematch she had craved for a long time ago, and she showed it from the first bell, using her jab to set up some nice shots, including an uppercut and also a wonderful title left hook. The initial barrage slowed down after a blazing rapping round, and the early stages, Bumgarner remained patient, operating in the counter at times and jumping in with powerful combination when given the opportunities. And that's for the world of boxing. Now, moving up next on is the world of golf. Now, what more can I say about golf? I think a whole lot is really happening in the world of golf, being disagreement by the LRV and also the PGA Tour. But quickly, let's talk about this man. Rory McIlroy, wonderful, great player of the golf world. He produced a sensational back 9 birdie to run to snatch a dramatic victory over Robert McIntyre at the Genesis Scottish Open. McIlroy overcame a mid-round wobble to birdie 4 of his last 8 holes and posted a 2-under-68 in windy condition at the Resonance Club, with a birdie finish lifting him to 15 under and a shot clear of McIntyre. Victory is McIlroy's second of the year and fourth since the Hero Dubai Desert Classic in February, with the latest success in his first career win in Scotland and giving him confidence heading to the 151st Open next week at the Royal Liverpool. And also for McIntyre, he fell short of a famous home victory despite charging up the leaderboard on the final day with a 6-under-64, with world number 1 Scottish Scheffler finishing 4 strokes back in third set alongside Bjorn Horn and also David Linkmate, and that's in the world of golf. So congratulations to Rory McIlroy. It doesn't sound like it's a planned show. It sounds like a planned show though, because I've been talking about champions, from the sport in Lagos, Toby Amosa, Djokovic, about champions. But let's talk about football. Wrapping up the show now. I don't know what you make about Romelu Lukaku. He's been in the news over time, and everybody's beginning to wonder what would happen to Lukaku. How well do we see Romelu Lukaku making a move for himself? Now, Chelsea want away striker Romelu Lukaku looks set to meet with Mauricio Pochettino on Monday, and that's stated to be today. The Blues are hoping that talks between the new head coach Mauricio Pochettino and the Belgian international striker Lukaku can be positive. According to reports, Inter Milan appear close to ending their interest in Lukaku, given they have already had 2 bids rejected. Inter Milan also learned that Lukaku will be negotiating with Juventus behind their back. Whether Juventus come in with a bigger offer is unclear at the moment, as their bid of 32 million million pounds plus 2 million pounds has not impressed the Blues either. Chelsea want to sell Lukaku and may have to use him this season if they cannot find a buyer. So, and that's the news for Romelu Lukaku. Maybe, just maybe, Romelu Lukaku might be leaving Chelsea. I think the body language of this man says it all. The body language of Lukaku says it all. He doesn't want to come back. Obviously, everybody knows. He rejected bids from the Saudi-based side. He rejected bids, from the people who really want to pump in money for this Belgian international. He played second fiddle to the Inter Milan side last season under Edin Dzeko. Dzeko was the man standing with Lautaro Martinez, and Lukaku was playing second fiddle. But Lukaku is not being happy with. He doesn't want to come back to Chelsea. Let's just put it that way. He doesn't want to come back to London, but he wants to be in Europe. Inter Milan are on the verge of making this deal a permanent one. Of course they have, but contract are really going on. Not like they've not. Okay, let me put it this way. Inter Milan wants to keep Lukaku. Lukaku wants to make the move to any other place, not Chelsea. So any club would do. Maybe Juventus really keen on the Belgian international, but Inter Milan wants to make sure that they get to seal him up. But Chelsea now on the other side, a side who we look to. We are still watching out to see what's going to happen. We've seen the transformation, the restructuring from the board, Mauricio Pochettino to Bali, wonderful combination they're getting. But Chelsea just might not sell Lukaku. That's just the truth. It sounds to be a bit of truth. If they don't find a suitable buyer for the Belgian international, then maybe they just might be keeping it back with the club to play just for the season. He's still a Chelsea player anytime, any day. Nothing can be taken off from that record. At the stands now, Lukaku, you could call him a Chelsea player. But let's get onto this one now. Looked very, angry Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire now, Manchester United star Harry Maguire is ready to quit the club this summer after losing his captaincy ban. He's been stripped of his captaincy ban, and the England centre-back was very, very much shocked to learn that he will be stripped of the armband this summer. Manager Erik ten Hag is not really smiling either, and also he has said he's going to be naming his new skipper in the coming week during the club preseason tour of the United States. According to reports, says that 30-year-old was angry, shocked, and upset when he was given the news by Ten Hag in person. Maguire posted the following on social media after discussion with the manager today, and he has informed me he is changing the captain. He outlined his reasons to me, and I also was. I'm personally extremely disappointed. I will continue to give my all every time I wear the shirt. The question is, will Lukaku have the... I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. Will Harry Maguire, the man on your screen right now, would he have the time to play again at Manchester United? Time will tell. Clubs are really keen on the English international. Of course, he does play well. That's just the truth. Lukaku plays very well when he's in the national side. I think he's lost it, trust me. Psychologically, mentally wise, he's lost it with Manchester United. He wants to play. He does not want to leave the club. He wants to remain at the club. But he's been unwanted by the manager, Erik ten Hag, who I feel is really having a project and is trying to see that this project comes to play. Not long we talked about David De Gea, who left the club, and now we're talking about, Harry Maguire. I don't really think this news is going to be so that lengthy. He just might make the move to West Ham. But it's funny. Let me give you this gossip I just got to say before I came on the show. I saw that also Chelsea are also keen maybe on Harry Maguire. I don't know, but that time will tell. I'll give you the update about that when I return, hopefully tomorrow. Now, moving on now, Liverpool Football Club is driving a move for Fiorentina star Sofian Amrabat. The Moroccan international was outstanding for his nation at the World Cup in Qatar over the winter. Earning significant plaudits for his role in the tournament. Sofian Amrabat also had a wonderful, impressive season with the La Viola. According to reports, Red Bull's Jurgen Klopp wants to add a defensive midfielder to his squad, and he said they will, however, face competition for the Aquaman signature, as Manchester United also are linked with Amrabat, may see his chances starting at Liverpool as greater than United. So that's just the news about Sofian Amrabat. We have to wait and know what's going to be coming up next about that very deal. Now, also, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has chosen the player that will be leaving the summer for the preseason. Also, official 27-man squad is being listed by Arsenal, and it's so funny that some players would not be making that lineup that come for the preseason. Now, Mikel Arteta, boss of Arsenal, has chosen the player that he will be using for the preseason. An official 27-man list have been named for Arsenal preseason tour in the United States. One of the games for the Gunners will be against the MLS All-Star, who is being managed by Wayne Rooney, and also they will also play against fellow European side Manchester United, Barcelona, to round up their tour. Thomas Partey, Nicolas Pepe, Cedric Suarez, Albert Lokonga are amongst the players, the first teamers who are not going on tour. Many of them are being linked to moves away from the club, which could be completed in the coming week. So we just might be saying this happens. So lastly on the show, wrapping up, let's talk about City, where Man City strike a right to winger. Talk about the defensive guy, Kyle Walker. He's said to have agreed the personal time with Bayern Munich. The 33-year-old is likely to move on from the citizen after helping them to a treble last season. Walker, who did not start the Champions League final winning by Inter Milan, feel he will be the first choice next season. A country reports in Germany claim the personal terms are no issue, that Walker is eager on the move. However, Bayern Munich must agree a fee with City, which may be on the later more complicated. One option is that a part exchange may take place, which could also involve Bayern Munich defender Benjamin Pavard going the other way, that's to City. I have to call it a wrap on the show now, but don't forget, there can never be a transfer without a window, so it's still in the book. I'll give you more of this update when I return, hopefully tomorrow on the Sport Drive. But for now, stay safe, make sure you do it right, because if you don't do it right, then you are definitely doing it wrong. My name is Kizuke. Good morning once again. Bye-bye for now.